Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
My grandmother, Eleanor, was a saint. Truly, a woman of boundless generosity, especially when it came to family. Unfortunately, her kindness sometimes spilled over into enabling. After she passed away 5 years ago, I discovered she'd been secretly supporting my older cousin, Jenna, for over a decade. Jenna had a knack for charming Grandma into covering her exorbitant rent, her luxury car payments, and even designer clothing bills, all while making no discernible effort to secure a stable job. Grandma, bless her heart, always believed Jenna was just finding her way. As her executor, and because I loved my grandmother dearly and wanted to honor her memory, I reluctantly continued the financial transfers. I was a successful software architect, earning well, but this was a significant drain, easily 5 figures a year, and the resentment festered. Every family gathering, Jenna would parade around, flaunting her latest acquisitions, funded by my money, talking down to me about my boring tech career, and subtly implying I wasn't living life like she was. The stakes for me weren't just financial. It was the psychological burden of being financially exploited and disrespected by family. This past holiday season, I decided to host a small dinner party to celebrate a major promotion I'd just received. I'd been named a senior partner at my firm. I specifically invited Jenna, hoping perhaps this milestone would prompt some maturity, or, at the very least, a polite acknowledgement. Instead, she arrived an hour late, impeccably dressed, no doubt in something I'd indirectly paid for, and immediately launched into a tirade about my unhealthy work-life balance and how money isn't everything, all while eyeing the expensive appetizers. The true breaking point came when she, after a few too many glasses of premium wine, loudly declared to the whole table that my grandmother would have wanted her to live a life of leisure, and that I was simply fulfilling a legacy, not doing her a favor. Then she looked directly at me, a sneer on her face, and proclaimed, "Honestly, Marcus, I don't need your charity. You can keep your dirty tech money. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself." A silence fell over the table. My blood ran cold, but a clarity I hadn't felt in years settled over me. This was it. This was the out I'd been waiting for, handed to me on a silver platter. I had already, years ago, quietly established an educational trust for Jenna's only child, separate from her personal expenses, ensuring the kid wouldn't be punished for Jenna's actions if I ever pulled the plug. This was my moment. I smiled, a slow, calm smile that unnerved her. "Are you absolutely certain, Jenna?" I asked, my voice dangerously low. "You just said you don't need my charity. You don't need anything from me." She puffed up, emboldened by the alcohol and her own ego. "That's right, not a dime. I can manage just fine." "Excellent," I said, pushing back my chair. "Then consider your declaration accepted." I stood up, walked to the head of the table, and calmly announced to my guests, "I apologize for the disruption. Please enjoy the rest of your evening." Then I turned back to Jenna, who looked momentarily stunned. "Jenna, if you're quite finished, I believe you just stated you don't need anything from me. You're free to go." She fumed, sputtered, but ultimately grabbed her purse and stormed out. The next morning, before the sun was fully up, I logged into my bank accounts. Every single recurring transfer to Jenna's personal account, every automated payment for her rent, her car lease, her premium credit cards, all of it was immediately canceled. I called my lawyer and instructed her to draft a formal letter confirming the cessation of all financial support, citing Jenna's own explicit declaration. The lawyer, who had been aware of the situation and my frustrations, didn't even try to dissuade me. It felt incredibly liberating. The fallout was swift and brutal. Jenna lived on an immediate budget, spending money almost as fast as it hit her account. Within 2 weeks, her rent was overdue. Her luxury sedan, leased through a payment I'd been making, was repossessed. Her credit cards, now without their monthly clearing, quickly maxed out and went into default. She tried calling me initially, a torrent of abusive messages and demands, but I blocked her number. My sibling, Ryan, who had been privy to my years of frustration, became my eyes and ears. Ryan reported Jenna's desperate attempts to borrow money from other relatives, all of whom had also been aware of her entitlement and my quiet support. She burned through what little savings she might have had. Within a month, she was served an eviction notice. She had to swallow her pride and move into a cramped spare room with our distant Aunt Carol in a rather run-down part of the city. Her entire lifestyle, the expensive clothes, the fancy dinners, the vacations, collapsed around her. She tried to find work, but her resume, boasting a decade of freelance consulting, i.e. nothing, made her utterly unemployable for anything beyond minimum wage, which she considered beneath her. The last I heard, through Ryan, she's working part-time at a local convenience store, still complaining about her poor luck and ungrateful family. She still hasn't connected her current predicament to her own declaration that night, choosing instead to believe I'm just a heartless rich jerk. But I know, and my family knows, exactly why her life imploded. My grandmother's educational trust for Jenna's child remains untouched, a safety net for a deserving innocent, but for Jenna herself, the well is permanently dry. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply letting someone's words become their reality. She asked for independence, and I gave it to her in the hardest possible way.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.